It's that time of year again, time for kids to go on back to school, and it's also time for a top 10 list of back to school patterns. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. This is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while today while we run down my list of favorite back to school patterns. So I homeschooled my children for 10 years, and even though we were at home, we still did all the fun back to school stuff. I remember loving the box coming with all the curriculum and the smell of the new books. It was just such an exciting time in a kid's life, in my life. I feel like it's a new beginning. It's a chance to sort of wipe the slate clean and do really, really well this year. And it's just a time when kids sort of reboot and they get to be with their friends and co-ops and school and whatnot. So it's a time that you can have a reboot of your own, and it's also a time that you can reboot your sewing. And if you have children, you can sew for them. If you have grandchildren, I'm sure that your children would appreciate you sewing some back to school clothes for them. So right now, Love Notions is running a challenge called Sew Back to School, and it actually started on the 20th, so I'm a little late to jump in here. But if you've been following the Facebook group, then you know that I have been with my mother-in-law who fell and had an injury. She's 92, and it just kind of took up all my time for a few days. But I'm jumping in here now a little bit late, but it goes through September 2nd, so you still have plenty of time to get your entries in. So what I want to do is share with you my top 10 patterns for back to school. I'm going to look at them in terms of being practical and being modest, being something they can also play in. We're going to talk about all those things, and I'm going to get right to my list. I have several from Love Notions. It is their challenge, so I definitely, and you know I love their patterns. I'm an ambassador for Love Notions, so I'm obviously going to share the ones that are my favorites from their kids line. And also I have some from Peekaboo Patterns, from Ellie Mac, and from Violette Fields Threads. I didn't put these in any particular order, so they're all great patterns. So I'm just going to start and go designer by designer and tell you what is my favorite from them for school. So let's start with Love Notions. Okay, if you have not sewn a Love Notions pattern, you are missing out because they are amazing patterns. Clear directions, easy to sew, and they just fit into a capsule really, really well. So first up, and in no particular order, are a free pattern called the Leggins from Love Notions. Okay, these are basic knit pants that are leggings. You can make them with a yoga waistband or an elastic waist. And they are basically, meant to help you try Love Notions patterns. So this is a great way to get introduced to them. And they are a great fit. Kids love them, and they're wonderful for under those dresses. It's a super quick sew, and I think your girls need plenty of black ones to go underneath dresses in the wintertime, colorful ones to play. Kids love leggings. They're so comfortable to wear, and they're warm. So for practicality, this one is up there. In my experience, they fit really true to size. Certain ages, kids have a little bit of a belly, so that yoga waistband is really nice. They just fit so well, and I think your girls need them for underneath every dress this winter. It's a great way to keep warm, keep modest, and wear those dresses. The second pattern that I want to talk about from Love Notions is the Vanguard. Basically, with the Vanguard, you can make a complete boys capsule wardrobe for school. So for the price of that pattern, you really get a lot. You get color blocking instructions, you get the pants, you get the hoodie. It's a great, great pattern. I have made this for my grandson, and he loved it. You can personalize it with your Cricut. It is wonderful. You could outfit your son or grandson for the entire school year with this one pattern. So this is a not miss one, in my opinion, from Love Notions. The next one I'd like to look at for girls is the Sloan Sweater. This is an adorable sweater. It actually can be color blocked. You can put a hoodie on it. It can really take whatever personality you want it to take. It goes from sizes 2T all the way up to 16, so it's really good for those tween-age girls. The next kids pattern from Love Notions I'd like to talk about is the game day shirt. Now this is a favorite of mine. You can take this pattern and make all kinds of spirit, school spirit, college football spirit. We like Ohio State Buckeyes around here, so we can make any of those kind of things for the kids. I know they always have spirit days. It's just such a versatile pattern. You can add stripes to the sleeves. You can take, if you have a cricket, you can personalize it. It's a really, really wonderful pattern to use for your boys and girls. It also comes in sizes 2T to 16, so it is a really great pattern for those teenagers that seem to fit in that category where it's a little, they're kind of bridging the gap between dressing like a child and dressing like a teenager. And this is a great pattern for them as well. Who doesn't love sports shirts, right? Everybody does. The next one I have on my list is the Driftwood, but I'm going to circle back to that one because first I want to talk about the boyfriend cardigan. So I made these for my granddaughters a few years ago and they live in them. They just love them. They can be hooded or not. They have like the slouch pockets that are really popular. You can do drop shoulders. You can do them in sizes 2T to 16 again, so they're great for the teenagers. Girls live in cardigans. I mean, they just really do. And they need them in the fall more than ever. So quick sew, you can sew a couple up in an afternoon. So that pattern is definitely on my top 10. For a moment, I'd like to talk to you about the kids who have to wear uniforms. So I don't know how strict your particular school is, but a lot of times it's just like a white polo and navy blue pants or khaki pants. So I wanted to throw some patterns in there that you could use for that as well. So I wanted to throw in the Driftwood from Love Notions. It is a pattern that can be either a Henley, a polo, or just a straight t-shirt. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. You can do short sleeves or long sleeves, pocket or no pocket. This goes sizes 2T to 14. It's a very, very quick sew. And I think if I had a child that needed to wear polo shirts for a uniform, I would be sewing up a massive amount of these. So I'm going to switch here on the designers for just a moment and stay on that theme of uniforms. So the other pattern that you can use also is the Vanguard pattern that you can use for the pants. But I'm going to go over to Peekaboo patterns because they have a few options as well. So first, the Castaway Cargos. These are your traditional cargo pants with the side pockets, and they fit a little bit on the loose side. They go from 3 months to 12 years. Not quite as extensive of a size range as Love Notions, but I do want to say that they have some very nice patterns and the instructions are very clear, and I really enjoy sewing with those patterns as well. And the other one that I wanted to talk about when it comes to uniforms is their classic Oxford shirt. So this one is also 3 months to 12 years, and it's just your basic woven button-down shirt, which is also sometimes a requirement for uniforms. So I think with those patterns that I just mentioned, you could probably fulfill your uniform requirements depending on how strict your school district is. But the classic Oxford is really adorable. The sizing is 3 months to 12 years. So again, it's not quite as versatile as Love Notions, but they still get an A in my book because I really think those patterns are very well drafted and very, very kid-friendly. So now I want to talk about outerwear. In this hot August month that we're having, we're not thinking about outerwear very much, but it is around the corner. Ellie Mac fulfills that role with the kids' Dutchie Jacket. It's a perfect fall jacket. For the bodice and back, you can use a woven and then do the sleeves in a knit. It's your traditional sort of jean jacket hoodie. It's just adorable. They go sizes 12 months to big kid 18. So that's a huge size range. So there's something in there for really almost any kid. So for those crisp fall days, Friday night games, you're going to need a light jacket, and this one really, really fits the bill. And finally, the last pattern I want to talk about is another outerwear pattern. It is the Molly coat. And the Molly coat, it comes in ladies and girl sizes. So you can even make this for your teenagers if you like. But it is just a classic sort of button-up coat with, you've got some optional collars and things you can put on it. Super, super cute coat. This one is a wintertime coat. A little warmer than the Dutchie Jacket that I talked to you about. But I really think that this one is going to be a definite winner for your kids for school. So those are my top 10 picks. And there's so many out there that I haven't even covered. But isn't it fun to sew for little ones? I just love doing that so much. They're so appreciative. They're usually super quick sews, and it's a way to pass down the love from your heart to theirs. I hope to see you on Instagram, on the Love Notions support group, and even in our Dorothy's Daughter community Facebook group. Please tag me if there's something you want me to see on the Dorothy's Daughter group, and have a great time sewing for your kids. Happy sewing.